Congratulations! It's a vulva. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I messed up. Okay, let's start again. Congratulations! It's a girl. Yes. That's what doctors told my mom when I was born. 21st of January 1996. When my mom was told I had a vulva, when my mom was told I was a girl, I got my ears pierced, pink clothes, and comments like, "Oh my God, you are so beautiful. You look like a beautiful young lady. Have I already told you how beautiful you are? You look like a beautiful princess. I don't think I tell you enough how beautiful you are. You are, guess what? Yeah, beautiful. Being objectified since I was 1 day old. Amazing. It looks very simple to assign a sex of a newborn baby at birth. And it looks easy too to assign a gender to that newborn baby attending to that sex. Like comments, toys, and clothes. So if the baby has a vagina and a clitoris, that baby will be labeled as girl in terms of sex and gender. And if the baby has a penis and testicles, that baby will be labeled as boy in terms of sex and gender too. It's easy, isn't it? Well, it's actually not that simple. And it definitely didn't work for me. My name is René. I know I look like 8 years old, or maybe 10, but I'm actually 22. My ID says I'm female, doctors say I'm female, and society says I'm female too. What a surprise! It seems that everybody agrees on it. However, personally, to tell you the truth, I don't know who I am, and I'm okay with it. I just define myself as a unicorn without the horn. Actually, I do not have a horn. Genitally speaking. In fact, I have the opposite of a horn. And what is the opposite of a horn? A hole. Simple. Well, is that truly simple? Today, I will be telling you the story of my life, focusing on the transition I've went through the discovery of my identity. And most important, why I define myself as a unicorn without the horn. When I was a child, my mom used to tell me, "You are a girl because you have a vulva, and your brother is a boy because he has a penis." At that moment, I already knew I was not a girl, just because I don't feel like I'm a girl. And I thought that if I was not a girl, I had to be a boy, the opposite. But why? Everything we have in life is divided into two completely closed and different categories: intelligent or ignorant, ugly and beautiful, dry and wet, hot and cold, small and big, male or female. So if I was not a girl, that meant that I had to be a boy, the opposite. This fact marked my first step on my transition to find my identity. But how could that be possible, to be a boy if I have a vulva? These two statements went out of my mind because of everyone repeating me the message: "You were born a girl, you are a girl, you will always be a girl," to a point that I genuinely believed I was a girl. This was my second step on my travel to find my identity. When I was 14, when girls are supposed to have breasts and have the period, I didn't have the period and I didn't have breasts. Yes. Now I have. This fact didn't bother me initially, just because I have never had problems with my body or appearance. But it was very, very uncomfortable on the weekends. That was the time when I used to have family meals. At those meetings, the main topic on the table was my body. Yes. I used to receive comments like, "You look like a child," or "You have to eat more in order to develop breasts." "You are not a real woman." Real. I was maybe made of concrete or something like that, I don't know. So the internal message I was actually receiving was, your body is wrong. By the time I had no contact with my family, everything was okay. Because I've never had problems with my body or appearance, as I told you. Why is it mandatory to all women to have breasts at the period? At the age of 17, those questions at family meetings disappeared. My breasts began to develop, and my period arrived. "Hey there! Hey, I'm your period. I'm here." It was my period knocking on the door, okay? I remember everyone in my family congratulating me for being a real woman then. Yeah, real woman. "Thanks, family, for your support. I am now so much relieved to know that I am real and not made of plastic. Just thank you." When I was 18, I moved to Granada to study psychology and music. That's why I'm quite crazy. I am truly thankful to a teacher of social psychology who told the class an expression I will never forget. It says, "Poo stuck on a stick that has been taken for real by a large group of people is still poo stuck on a stick." The first time I heard that expression, I was not aware of how important that sentence would be in my entire life. In my first dark birthday, my 20s, I started wondering why my period and breasts began to develop later. I found out that I had an intersex condition in my adolescence that made some of my sexual traits, like my breasts, develop later. Being intersex means breaking the sex binarism. It implies having sexual traits outside of the typical male and female binary. It can be temporary, it can last forever, it can be visible or not. And absolutely, it doesn't have to appear at birth. You don't have to notice. It can appear at different levels too, like chromosomes, hormones, gonads, external genitalia, internal genitalia, and secondary sexual characteristics, like breasts and facial hair. Every intersex experience is different. There are many, many possibilities. In my case, I had a delay with my period and breast development. At that moment, I remembered my childhood, and everyone repeating me that sex is binary, male or female. I realized how society binarizes everything we have in life, from clothes to sports, toys, toilets, and even people. But most important, I understood the sex as a binary category is poo stuck on a stick. Everyone believes in it, but it doesn't exist. Something like Santa Claus, with the little difference, the sex don't bring you gifts for Christmas. What a pity. At that moment, I also took my third step on my travel to find my identity. As I told you at the beginning of the talk, the first one was defining myself inside the opposite box I was assigned at birth, assuming that I was a boy. But how could that be possible if I had a vulva? And then it came my second step. Defining myself inside the box I was assigned at birth, assuming that I was a girl. So the third phase came as an acceptance of the first one. I could be a boy with a vulva, because sex is not binary, and it doesn't have an identity itself. XY chromosomes are not male chromosomes. They're just XY chromosomes. Vulvas are not female genitalia. They're just vulvas. Nobody says, oh my God, this is a male eye, this is a female nose, this is a male arm, this is a female leg. It doesn't make sense. This third phase didn't last long. As I started to feel uncomfortable with the label boy, I realized that accepting the label was the same as entering to the binary system again, male or female. I have spent all my life wondering who I am and trying to fit in the binary categories. Now that I'm 22, I don't know who I am. And I'm perfectly okay with it. To tell you the truth, I couldn't be better than now. Because I think that labels were oppressing me in some way, guiding my behavior to what society expected from me. I just define myself as a unicorn. Because the same thing happens with sex, gender, and unicorns. They don't exist. So in conclusion, the path to discover each one's identity doesn't have to be a path of agony and body shaming. And absolutely, it doesn't have to have an end. We all people are in constant growth. And as life changes, we change too. And it's okay. It's important not to regret for coming back to the first step on your travel. Because life is a travel itself, in which we will be going through many roads that sometimes will bring us back to previous ways. Sex and gender binarism works like a cage for the body, trying to fit it inside what we consider to be true. But, as Spinoza said, the only truth we have is that no one has yet laid down the limits to the powers of our bodies. Boxes are for cookies, not for bodies. So the same way we ask ourselves about our future plans, where to move, what to study, let's face the most simple question in life we never ask ourselves. Who am I? Thank you.